Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Emma. I'm very happy to have you all here. So today's video is inspired by me almost being a high school graduate. It is the 7th today, I believe, of May, and my graduation movie ceremony is on the 26th. So high school was kind of a rough 4 years for me, and I think that's a relatively universal experience. I don't think high school is anybody's favorite time. Maybe it was. Maybe you had a great high school experience. Power to you. I struggled a lot. So I thought I would give some advice that I needed as a freshman. And some of it I got from people. Mostly my sister, who's 2 years older than me. So she was a junior when I was a freshman. But I didn't listen. I didn't think it was that important. I was like, I thought I could handle it without listening, without needing anything. So I'm here to tell you that that's not true, so I thought I would give you some general pieces of advice that I wish I had taken sooner. Okay, first thing, get involved and go to stuff. I didn't really get involved until my junior year, which by that point it was like everyone had already found their thing, and I still hadn't found my thing. I joined my school's book club, which I loved, and I know it sounds dorky, and it is, but I loved it. It was my little space. I got to be with people who were like me and like to talk about books, and it was great. And I started going to environmental club because I was in the class, and then my senior year, this year, I was co-president, so it's so good. And I didn't go to many games or events because I thought I was too cool for it. I'm not, by the way, but I just didn't care. I just didn't want to. I couldn't be bothered. But then I started this year going because one of my friends is super into going to stuff, and she had me go, and it was so fun. We went to football games. I don't even like football. I don't even watch football. I don't understand the rules, but it was just fun to go, and it's just a fun atmosphere. So I really encourage people, if you're in high school still, or if you are going to be soon, you should try it. And I'm definitely going to try to go to more stuff and get more involved in college so I can have a better college experience than a high school experience. Okay, the next one, no one is paying attention to you. I know in high school it can feel like you're under a microscope, that you're in a fishbowl, and that everyone is watching every mistake, and everyone's gonna know, and everyone's gonna care. Nobody cares about, that you messed up or that you looked stupid. Do what you want to do. Live your life the way you want to, because it's your freaking life. Do what you want. Go to the club you want. Dress up during the rally. Be weird, be silly. It's okay. No one cares. It's actually a psychological thing. It's called the spotlight effect, where you think everyone around you pays more attention to you than they actually do. It's a real thing. All right, the next thing is kind of the same, a little bit. You are not responsible for other people's perception of you. It's not up to you to live up to that. I really struggled with this my first 2 years. Everyone saw me as the smart kid, as the very serious kid. In 8th grade, I dressed up as Hermione for Halloween, and someone looked at me and they were like, thought you were too, stuck up or, uptight for Halloween. And I was like, I'm 12 or 13. What the heck? So, I tried to stick in that. I tried to be that person. And then junior year, I was like, you know what? I'm a weirdo. Yeah, I'm smart, and yeah, I'm hardworking, but I'm also weird and silly, and I like the things that I like, and that's okay too. So just know that you're only responsible for who you want to be, not who your friends or who your teachers or even your parents. That's not who you are. You know who you are, or you should use high school to figure that out. The right people will love and appreciate you. This is so huge. I had a lot of toxic friendships with people in high school, and we're not going to get into that. That's a whole separate thing. We're not going to talk about it, but I felt like that was my fault then, that I should have done better, that I needed to make them love me. But no, I don't. I don't need them to love me. I love me, and my friends love me. My actual good friends love me, so why should I care if some people who don't respect me, if they don't? And you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Wait for the right people. I know it's hard, but I think one of the reasons I didn't find the right people until my junior year is because I didn't ever try to. I was content with sticking to the friends that I made, in middle school. And the first year of high school, I was like, oh, these are my friends. And I was so convinced that I had to stick it out because I had to give them a fair shot, even if they weren't giving me a fair shot. Okay, the next thing, try new things. Try new things. Whether this can mean a lot of different things, whether it's that person that you really want to try to have a conversation with, but you're like too scared to, go talk to him, join a new club, do a new sport, you know, dress in a way that you've never thought you would dress before, you know, be a different person if that's who you feel like you need to be. Sometimes you need to experiment with different personas until you find the one that sticks, you know, and that's a big part of growing up too. All right, next one is huge for me because I was always someone who was kind of defined by their academic success. High school's hard. Sometimes you're going to mess up. So failing is not the same as being a failure. Failing is an action. You know, you failed a test, you failed to complete your homework, whatever. But being a failure, that's not what that means. Being a failure means that you've given up on yourself. So, you know, it took me a long time. I got, in sophomore year, my first semester final grade in algebra was a B, and I cried because I had worked so hard on that final, and I had worked so hard in that class. It was just very difficult for me, and I'd never really had to try that hard before, so it was just a new experience, and I thought that I was a failure, and I didn't even fail. I got a flippin' B. Like, it's fine. So, you know, if you feel like you tried your hardest and you did your best and it wasn't an A or it wasn't 100%, that's fine because that was your personal best. And that's what really you should care about, is that you did your best, not that you did the best. Okay, next one. Sorry, I'm going to scoot back a little bit because I feel like I'm super close to the camera. Okay, the next one. Your mental health is more important than anything else. You know, if you're feeling so anxious because of a test that's coming up and you overwork yourself, you're not going to do that well, because believe me, I've been there. I've done that, and it never works because then your brain is just, it's too wired and you're too tired and you just forget everything that you studied, and then you don't do well, and then you feel bad, and it's a whole cyclical thing. Don't do it. And this one is kind of maybe seems self-explanatory, but again, I didn't really get it together until this one I figured out my sophomore year. I got it more together. Stay focused and stay organized. If you're organized and systematic and you have folders and you have a system and you have, you know, a schedule for your study time, it's going to be so much easier than just being like, oh, I'll do that later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll finish that next week, or that's not due in 3 months. I'll worry about it later. Then you're always going to have to be working down to the wire, and you're never going to be happy, and you're always going to be stressed out, and that's not a good experience. That's not a good way to live your life. That's not living. That's just keeping your head above the water instead of learning how to swim. Don't just tread water in high school. It never works out. High school can be great if you make it great, but life is what you make of it. High school is what you make of it. College is what you make of it. So I'm trying to take the lessons that I learned in high school to college with me. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better. That's kind of all I had to say. And sorry if my air conditioning was loud for most of the video. It was on. And then it just turned off a couple minutes ago, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That makes me feel really good. And if you want to see more of my content, you can hit the subscribe button. I try to upload about once a week. I'm still getting into the swing of things though. Thank you guys so much. All right, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's time for me to say peace out. Bye.